Good evening, everyone. Now we are going to continue with part 2. This is Dr. Gayatri Harikumar. We were talking about the Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals which have been agreed by all the member nations of the United Nations Organization. So there are 17 sustainable goals. In the first part, we saw 5 sustainable development goals. First one was no poverty. Second one was zero hunger. Third one was good health and well-being. Fourth one was quality education for all. Fifth one was gender equality. Now, today we are going to talk about SDG Goal 6, that is clean water and sanitation, which aims at ensuring availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. Clean water is critical to survival, and its absence can impact the health, food security, and livelihoods of families across the world. Water we see everywhere, water everywhere. Almost 90% of the world is covered with water. We're seeing oceans, but what is essential is drinkable water, that we don't have proper systems to have clean water. Almost only 2% of the world has access to clean water. So here, statistics say that in India, 20% of the population are still defecating in the open. That is, they don't have proper toilet systems. Our Prime Minister was talking about Swachh Bharat, where cleanliness was to be maintained and every house should have a toilet. So we are yet to achieve that goal on a 100% scale. In India, we see the deaths of children due to diarrhea are one-fifth of the child population, which means diarrhea is only due to water contamination. And we find that the clean water is not available to 20% of the child population. That's why many are dying. On the global level, 666 million people do not have access to good drinking water. Target for 2030, by 2030, achieve universal and equitable access to safe and affordable drinking water for all. So equitable means, equal means giving equal opportunity. Equitable means somebody is low, you're giving them a hand, giving the necessary elevation, and bringing them to that equal level. Achieving equitable sanitation and hygiene for all, and end open defecation, paying special attention to the needs of girls and women, because we find that women have their own health constraints, so they should be given the privacy to use toilets. So every house should be given a toilet, and the world is also aiming at clean sanitation and toilets for all the people in the world. So how can we do that? We must provide everyone with hygiene education should be given, because now I think in due to COVID situation, we're all very hygienic. When we touch something outside, we come and quickly wash our hands, and we cover our mouth, because in order to ensure that we are not affected by any virus, we close our mouth. So that kind of hygiene knowledge and awareness should be carried on, not only for this COVID times. We should also have that thought in our minds when we face the future also. Clean water, good sanitation, it should be given to all the people. So, and more ways to reuse water. We can use filtration systems and ensure that good water is given to all the people, which is drinkable. More awareness should be brought in the communities about improving water management. Be responsible with water. Yes, water is very essential. We have to conserve that, because once we see that all the due to lack of rain and other problems, we don't have the same amount of water or percentage of water that we used to have in those decades and years. So now it is our responsibility, because if we exhaust all these resources, then we may not be able to leave anything for the future generation. That's what we can do from our end. So you ensure that we are responsible with water usage. SDG Goal 7, affordable and clean energy. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. So energy is the golden thread that connects economic growth, social equity, and environmental sustainability. Sustainable energy generates opportunity, it transforms lives, economies, and the planet. So here, what do you mean by energy? Energy is here we concentrate sustainable energy. What comes to our mind first is solar power and solar energy, because sun is always available 365 days a year. We are having the sun rising in our country, so we can tap that resource and ensure that we're generating solar energy and operating our energy requirements at home using that solar energy. That industry has not picked up, but I hope that in future we all of us will have solar energy to take care of our energy requirements at home. Moving to statistics in India, 84.5% of the population have access to electricity. That's good. 31 million people lack access to modern electricity, which means that they don't have. We are talking about here towns and hilly areas and villages which don't have 100% modern electricity. That is the LED energy facilities, or whatever it is, the transmission required in those areas and regions, that is not available for 31 million people as on date. On the global platform, 12.6% of the population lack access to modern electricity. Target for 2030, by 2030, ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services, increase substantially the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix. Renewable energy is where we are able to reuse the same energy. So if you see thermal energy or heat energy, all these are solar energy is the most important, and all the energy generated from bio waste, all these are renewable sources, so we can keep on reusing it, because in future else we will not have energy to energy will not be sufficient to take care of the requirements of the future generation. What we can do, we must make sure that everyone has access to clean, reliable energy, especially from renewable resources. Here you're having water, they're using that water to generate geothermal heat, then it's a cycle. Then we are having wind, because we have wind blowing everywhere. So wind can generate that energy and we can use that for our energy requirements. So all these are efficient utilization of energy resources. So we must work together to develop alternative energy technologies, promote energy efficiency, and help countries expand their energy systems in a sustainable way. So here we are seeing the major one, that is the sun. The solar panel is here. We are generating that and connecting it to home and ensuring that our energy requirements are taken care at home. Then SDG Goal 8 is decent work and economic growth. Promote sustained, inclusive and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment and decent work for all. Stronger economies will afford us more opportunities to build a more resilient and sustainable world. Economic growth must be inclusive. That is, growth that does not improve the well-being of all the sections of society is not very good. Especially the most vulnerable, unequal and unfair people should be given equal treatment, and economic growth should be balanced. That is, taking care of the well settled ones and also the vulnerable ones, taking care of the equal and the unequal ones, taking care of the ones who are treated fairly in the society and the others which are not treated fairly. So economy should be inclusive. That is, we mean that everybody should have equal opportunities to grow and develop. How do we do that? Statistics say that 6.9% of the total population in India is unemployed. So, due to COVID, we are seeing a lot of migrant laborers losing their jobs. But of course, the economy will pick up. We will be back to normalcy. That is the positive thing that is coming up. The news is coming up from the central government sources. So we find that this will go away, and we will all have a balanced society where unemployment is curbed. Then global level, 172 million people are unemployed. target for 2030 is achieve full and productive employment and decent work for all men and women, including young people and persons with disabilities. That's very important, because when we see that young people are not employed, or they are not getting jobs, then they get frustrated. Then we are seeing the social problems happening, suicide rates coming up, addiction, and all these. It's a cyclic process. So when they are engaged, when their talent is utilized, young people become more contributive, and the society will grow and the economy will flourish. So we should also give equal opportunities for people with disabilities. So that's very important, because since they are having some physical inconveniences, they should not be given, they should not be curbed of all the opportunities. They should be given more privileges in job sector. Decent work and economic growth. What does that mean? What does decent work mean? Everyone can freely choose a safe, fairly paid, secure, and fulfilling job. I will work in a place which gives me importance and which is safe for me, which is secure. I am happy in the place where I am working. Businesses use resources, natural resources wisely. They are using the sun, they're using having trees around. No one is excluded from work opportunities. We're seeing men, people with disabilities, young people, migrant workers, everybody are included in this job allocation. Unemployment is reduced by providing training. So when you're having a degree but you don't know to face the external world, then you mean that you don't have the necessary skills to do the job. For that, what do? We give more training to the students and to the youth, so that they are made more employable in the future. Then at school, to end and prevent child labor, forced labor, and modern slavery. Yes, children should be compulsorily given. Right to Education Act is there. They should be given free and compulsory education up to the age of 14, so that they are having some kind of literacy. Then going into the future, everyone can benefit from a growing economy in the future. The SDG 9 is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Investments in transport, irrigation, energy, and information and communication technology, that is ICT, have been crucial to driving economic growth and empowering communities in many countries. So we see that when we see the developed countries, they have invested in transport, irrigation, energy, ICT, because that is the way they develop in the world arena. The job multiplication effect of industrialization has a positive effect and impact on the society, as 1.1, that is a ratio that is given. 1.1 jobs in manufacturing sector means it creates 2.2 jobs in the other sector, say tertiary, service sector, and other allied industries. So when we create more manufacturing industries and jobs are created, it automatically means the service industries and other industries start thriving. Moving to statistics, in India, 111 million people are employed in MSME, that is micro, small, medium enterprises, and they're producing 33% of the manufactured output. So MSME is very important, because they create many small entrepreneurs. They give importance to many small businesses. That is the way these small businesses can contribute to the national growth. We need not have only a handful of big industries and large scale industries. We definitely, you would have understood that in this COVID times, the government is in through Atmanirbhar scheme, the government has introduced a lot of stimulus packages for MSME industries. That is a way by which we can achieve economic growth. That is giving more patronage and support to MSME industries. Global level, 14.2% of the population are employed in manufacturing, and they're producing double the jobs in service sector. That's what I told you. 1.1% or 1.1 increase in manufacturing jobs means 2.2% increase in service sector jobs. So manufacturing industries should be given more importance. automatically the service industry jobs will increase doubly. Target for 2030, by 2030, enhance scientific research, upgrade the technological capabilities of industrial sectors in all the countries, because research is constantly required, because the world is evolving. The business that we did yesterday is not going to be the same today. Environment changes. So only by constant research and technological upgradations, we can create more industries, more products, and more service industries can crop up. How do we do that? We all need to be connected so we can work together towards innovation. Yes, of course, we are digitally connected today also. The worldwide is connected through internet. That's how we are able to exchange information and grow. We will expand and improve infrastructure of all kinds. You're seeing train, bus, bridges, road, all these house, and promote inclusive sustainable industrialization, which means you're not harming the environment. Industrialization, of course, creates some kind of damage to the environment, but we should see that we are not cutting too many trees. But afforestation is also maintained. That is, taking care of the forest is also done simultaneously, whereby if we are cutting trees, we should ensure that we're planting them somewhere and taking care of those environment. Then ensure small businesses get access to credit and technological support. I told you that MSME are given a lot of stimulus packages, and we are having all SIPCOT and other industries which are given incentives and concessions if they develop industries in a certain place. That is required, and that should come from the government. And provide affordable internet access to all. Of course, all of us are living in cities, are having good access to internet facilities, but the same should also be passed on to the people in the rural areas and in other hilly regions where they have access to internet, but how well the connectivity is rich, or how they are having interruption free connection, that is all a questionable point. The SDG goal 10 is reduce inequality within and among countries. That's very important, because we are having three categories of world nations, developed nations. We see all the America, Australia, France, everybody, all these countries come under the developed nation category. Then we, the Indian nation, are coming under the developing nation. So then we are having some more category, that is the underdeveloped countries. So developing and underdeveloped countries. There is definitely a imbalance, or there is no equality in all these categories. The world wide, it has been understood as the SDG goal 10, reduce inequalities among all these member nations and support one country should be supportive to another country, so that everybody are able to grow properly. Inequality is a roadblock to progress when it deprives people of opportunity and subjects many to conditions of extreme poverty. When there's inequality, you don't have the opportunity, so you're becoming poor because you're not able to display your talent, skill, whatever it is. Because when you are given an opportunity only, you will be able to display all these things. So rising inequalities adversely impact the human development. So when inequalities increase, then the human development index also takes a beating. Statistics in India, 86% of the rural and 82% of the urban population do not receive healthcare support. That's very pathetic, because only when the healthcare, because we have seen that the government has recently increased the budget on healthcare allocation, because post-COVID, we have found that we should be prepared as a nation to fight health problems, and we should have a good allocation of funds. So definitely it's going to be a healthcare industry is going to thrive, and the government is expected to give a lot of support to the all the people in the country. Global level, income inequalities in developed countries increased by 11%. So even in developed countries, there is inequality, and it is increased. Inequality has increased. That is not a very good state of affair. Then in the 2030, the goal is empower and promote the social, economic, and political inclusion of all, irrespective of age, sex, disability, race, ethnicity, origin, religion, or economic or other status. So we are going to ensure that all these barriers are going to be cut, and everybody are going to be included in the society, and we are going to have a development which equalizes the opportunities available for all the people of the world. Reduced inequalities, how do we do that? The human rights of all people must be protected and respected. People living in poverty get support and access to economic growth. We must make sure that school, when they should be given access to be going to school and get educated, then they should be given equal prominence and importance in workplaces. Second one, laws and practices do not discriminate against anybody. Of course, law is equal for all. Law has been framed in such a manner that everybody should abide by the law. So it is very important that law doesn't stay in the books or only theoretically in papers. It has to be enforced in the country so that equal opportunities and rights are available for all. Disadvantaged and vulnerable people must be protected. You're seeing all the women, young, old, then people with disabilities are there in the line or in the queue. They should be given representation in public life. People who leave from one country to live in another benefit from laws to protect. So when they are going to another place, they should be welcome because they are going for survival and employment. So there should not be this is the understanding that should happen between nations, so that people with good skill and talent are recognized in all the countries of the world equally. Thank you. So we have come to the end of the part 2 of SDG. I will come up with this third session on SDG shortly. Thank you.